Okay, so today is leg day, hamstrings. I'm sitting inside for this talk because outside it's cold and wet. But anyway, we're gonna have to do what we have to do. So I'm gonna have to go outside to the stairs to do my Nordic curls. And today is kind of the start of a new period. I'm gonna add some weight to the exercise that I've been doing, but like adding the weight to me is also kind of a new exercise. I do not know what I have to expect. I do not know how it's gonna go, how many reps I'm gonna be able to get on or something. And when I'm starting like a new block, what I usually try to do is to start off very light. I'm not expecting too much of myself because I'm gonna have months upon months to grow from here. So if the first day is not hard, that's good because then it leaves me with a lot of energy to grow further. So today I will do the finger assisted Nordics. So I will go down in the Nordic, you'll see in a bit. I'll put my finger on the ground and then do the remainder of the rep, go back up, and then go all the way up without fingers. But I'm gonna add 10 kilos to this. I have my backpack with 10 kilos. I'm gonna put it as high as possible on my back so that the leverage is high. And if I can get 2-3 reps for a few sets on that, that's enough. And the main part from now on is not maxing out. The past few trainings I've been maxing out. Takes a huge toll on the body. So what I'm gonna do now is go sub-max and build volume, and then more and more volume, more and more, capability for my body to keep up a certain difficulty. And by doing so, of course, it's not like bodybuilding style max effort every time, but still, since I'm growing stronger, my body has to grow stronger as well, right? And a stronger body, when you eat enough, becomes a bigger body as well. So this will give me some new hypertrophy gains as well, and just a good base to, in a few months, start maxing out again. Or a few months, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So maybe I'm gonna go get on with the warm-up, and then I'll do the first set. Alright, so I'm putting my backpack on. There we go. That's 10 kilos. Putting it as high on my back as possible. Okay, so now I'm just gonna start off slow, It's the first time I'm doing this with weight. You don't wanna jump into something you don't know and then immediately go all out, It's better to test the waters a bit. I mean, if it's a pool, it's fun to jump in and find out how hot the water is. But in this case, if it were to be too hot, I can injure myself. So I'm gonna go slowly first. Alright, so it's a bit more difficult, but since the weight is kind of low on my back, it doesn't add too much, so it's handleable. I can handle it. I can go for 5 reps, 4 to 5 sets maybe. We'll see. Alright, so that was set number 5. Feels kinda hard, but to be honest, a 5x5 on the first day, I didn't expect. So maybe next time, instead of, going higher in reps, I'll add a few more kilos to this backpack. Maybe 14 or something, or 15 instead of 10. And see how far I can get with that. Because to be honest, I surprised myself. So, yeah. I mean, the fact that the weight is at my lower back also plays a part. But anyway, now I'm gonna leave the weight out, do 1 set to the max with just my body weight, and see how big the difference is. Because now I just started it today with the 10 kilo backpack. So I don't really know what the difference is between this and body weight. So to get a gauge on that, and also just to trash the fuck out of my hamstrings, I can just do one set of body weight, and then we'll go on to the finishing exercise from there. Come on. One more. That was 20. That's a big PR. My previous was 12. Holy fucking shit. And this is after 5 sets of 10 kilos. What the fuck? Okay, so now it's time for the bent hip Nordics. And I lowered the weight to 6 kilos instead of 10. And you're thinking to yourself, what? The bent hip Nordic is easier than the previous, yet you lowered the weight? But guys, it's not about the size of the boat. It's about the way you go on the waves, you know? Or what do they say? So this 6 kilos, of course, is lighter than 10, but I'm gonna use it in a different way. I'm gonna put it in my neck, so it's gonna be a way bigger lever for me to move the weight. Before it was on my lower back. And my point where I put all my power is here at the stairs. So if it's at my lower back and I go down, it's only like 50 centimeters maybe that I'm pulling it up, you know? But if I go further, it's like if you have like a broom and you put a weight at the end, it's really difficult to pull it up. So in the same way, I'm now putting the weight in my neck, and even though 6 kilos, only 60%, it's gonna feel twice as heavy for doing the exercise. Of course, the variant itself is easier, so I'm gonna be able to do more reps, but you get the point. All right, let's go. All right, 4 is gonna be it. I'm gonna drop sit. Alright, I was hoping to get 3 sets of 12, but I got 4 reps. I'm just gonna do one more set, and then we're done for the day. Holy shit. Alright, that was the last set of bent hip Nordics, but there's one thing I still want to experiment with. There's one thing I want to try. So I'm gonna get on with that. You'll see what it is. Okay, so what do I want to try? I feel like my left leg, the one I had surgery on, is weaker than my right leg, which is not a good thing, imbalances. It's better to have two legs that are about the same strength when you're horsing your max loads. So, to see if my hypothesis, or whatever you call it, I don't know big words, is correct, there's only one way to find out, and that's to do a set, one leg at a time. So, a few reps on the left, a few reps on the right. If you have imbalances, the only way to solve it is to isolate both sides, because if you don't, as soon as you go hard on a sit, your stronger part will take over. And to prevent that, isolating is a solution. So I'm gonna do my left leg first. I'm not gonna max out because I just wanna see. And then I'm gonna do my right leg and then compare the two, see how they feel. I'll use my thumbs for big assistance. All right, I felt that more in my thumbs than in my legs, to be honest. Okay, a lot to unpack here. First of all, the isolation stuff was not a success. If you're gonna do something like that, isolate the muscle. I just realized, take something that you can actually handle with just the muscle, because now I'm only doing one leg at a time, but I still have my thumbs in play, and they're getting tired as we go along. So not really the ideal situation to isolate the muscles. The idea of isolating your muscles is still really good, but still it's just it's better in a different way. With lower load, I should go to the gym and like use the curl machines for your hamstrings to try this out. But anyway, regarding the training itself, as I mentioned in the beginning, today I was gonna take it slow, see what happens, and then you're asking yourself, but didn't we just witness you like maxing out all of your stuff? And yes, that's true, but the important part is that I only maxed out the stuff that I knew from beforehand. Like the 10 kilo weight, I didn't know that. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I just did the first set, kind of gauge. I can quite easily get 5 reps. And then I went from there, I did it for 5 sets. It was difficult, but it was not, max effort. So this way, I kind of have like a gauge. Okay, 5 by 5 is difficult, but I can still grow. I can add weight or I can improve reps. And it doesn't really, like the 5 reps by itself, if I only did that today, I wouldn't feel it tomorrow. But then after that, I went over to like body weight, which I'm aware of how difficult it is. And I also did like the bent hip Nordics. This is all stuff I'm familiar with, so I can max out on it safely. And the going easy part is when you start out. This is also true for like if you start out training. If you're a beginner and you just go to the gym for the first time, or you just go to the park for the first time for training, don't blow all your load. Don't go to the max. Yes, it's true that if you're advanced, to make significant progress, you're gonna have to go hard every now and then. But if you're a beginner, everything you do is progress. If you go from 0 to anything at all, it's infinite progress. If I progress from like a 100 kilo squat to 120, that's 20% improvement. But if you're a beginner and you don't squat, and then you do one squat, even though it's so easy for you, you still progressed infinitely, Everything is infinite progress, so make use of it. Don't go too hard the first time, because if you're sore for a week, you're in pain, you can't sit on the toilet because your legs are hurting, or you can't reach for something because your shoulder is, maxed all the way out and it's so stiff. Do you really want to come back? I mean, if yes, that's great. That's like a really good mindset. But for most people, if they start out and they're in pain for a week, they don't really want to come back, right? They're like, oh fuck, this is too hard for me. I can't do this. Yes, you can do it. Of course you can. But you have to, slowly increase the difficulty of what you're doing. If you go from nothing at all, anything is an improvement. Anything you do is an improvement. So start out with the easy wins. The easy win is just going to train, going to work out, going to the gym, doing a push-up. I don't know. That's the easy thing. Because even though you just started out, it's easy for you. Those are the quick wins. And when you take a few of the quick wins, you feel good about yourself. You want to do more. And then you take the wins that are a bit more difficult and a bit more difficult, and then so on. And eventually, you'll progress into like hard workouts. And also, your body will have learned to work out, it will have learned to recover. So that's why, in my opinion, starting out easy is really important. So many times you just see guys starting out, or it's like even with a trainer, and the trainer just kills them from the first day on. I don't think that's a good idea, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, I have to get going because I have a 16K run plan today. I haven't ran over 10 kilometers since I did 30 kilometers a few months ago, so I'm quite nervous, especially after this hamstring training, but we'll see what's up.